I know what you're thinking. You're thinking, what's in the big old Craftsman box, Jimmy? Yeah, well, I'd like to tell you, it's so heavy because it's full of Craftsman tools that Craftsman sent me. They sent me this big giant box of tools, all kinds of power tools. Craftsman does not know I'm alive. They have not sent me a tool ever in my life. Nobody gives me any tools. Well, I take that back. A couple people at SEMA have given me, out to the auto show, give me a few hand tools, no big power tools. But no, this is just a Craftsman box. It's completely empty. Well, it's not totally empty. I've got a couple, 2 or 3 empty Bass Pro Shop boxes in there. And I'll show you why. I'm getting ready to be a problem solver. You know, when you have a problem, my daddy always told me, you got to be a part of the solution, not a part of the problem. Fixing to solve a problem. All right, as you can see, here is my problem. Here is my problem. Now, this was a plastic box, much like that plastic box, except it's just regular plastic. It wasn't black with a fancy red lid on it. A lot less expensive box, but this was a box. You can see that's what's left of it. This is a box. I'm gonna throw all that stuff over there out there. You can see what happened. It's just absolutely disintegrated, in the sun. And I had rocks laying on top of that to hold the lid on. The rocks in the lake. I had rocks laying there to hold the lid on, and the lid is over there in the lake by the bank. I couldn't get it out yesterday. I also found a package of baits or 2 floating. We'll probably be finding those for a while. This little box right here. Oh, I've been looking for those good treble hooks. There they are right there. I'm going to find some baits I've been looking for. These are boxes that I just carried down here for people to use at the dock. And I'm just going to start setting stuff aside there. See if everything's dry or wet. Those are pretty good right there. And oh, look at here. Look what I did right there. I pressed on that to put that and broke that box. That's how bad they are. That's how bad they are. So that box needs to be thrown away also. I've got I've got this strapped on down here, trash can sitting there. And you can see this box again. Look at that box right there. That's going to have to be replaced. Both of those boxes. You see the chair? Sunshine has done that. Sunshine has done that. The sun did all this right here. Dirt dauber next in there. Look at there. Look at there. Look at that. Look at that. It just falls apart on me. Isn't that something? Don't worry about the dirt dauber nest, Jimmy. I'm going to try to save as many of these boxes. This is how bad the sunshine really is on us, our cars, our boats, our rods, reels, our fishing tackle. This is sitting out in the sun. Now, I put these eye bolts in here, and I put brand new bungee cords on here to strap onto the box to keep the lid from blowing off the box. You can see what the sun has done to the bungee cords. Every single one of them is ruined. Every single bungee cord is ruined. The only thing is left is the metal. The sun deteriorated all of these, and this is over 1 year. 1 year. Now, I don't know how many of these boxes are going to last. Well, that one right there is breaking. Look at that. Look at that. I've only brought 3 boxes down here. You bet. That box is breaking. I'm going to have to go get some more boxes. I got some crappie jigs in this one. I almost hesitate to open things because there's some crappie jigs in there. Because you open things and they're falling apart on me. They're falling apart. A few lures. Those lures right there, probably ruined. Those are really good frogs. They might be able to be salvaged. But again, you see I picked these up off the floor. I got baits laying around everywhere. Look at that tackle box. Look at that tackle box. Just fell apart. Now, amazingly, look, the lures don't seem to be hurt that much. Amazingly, look at the lures. There's got a lot of good lures there. The lures don't seem to be hurt that much. So, and here is some that just simply, that box, look at there, the box just disintegrated. The box that all these lures right here was in just disintegrated. Look at that. I mean, it's crazy. It's absolutely crazy. Tie that on the front bait out there, throw it out there. Whichever one you got the fish on, that's what you want to fish with for today. That's one way you can determine what color plastic worm you want to fish with. Lay that down there. I hate to push on a box, but I guess you have to push on them to see if they're going to be good or not. Ooh, there's a beautiful RC Lucky Strike crankbait right there. Oh, that's gorgeous. I get down here, some of the plastic worms that I had on the bottom. More crappie jigs. I get down to the bottom, I'm finding hooks laying around everywhere. These baits, the packages just went away, and I don't know how much I'm going to be able to salvage. I've got baits laying everywhere where it just absolutely disintegrated. This is the bottom of that tackle box, or that big box. It's the bottom of that big box that was here. It's up this big, and all of these lures was in there. Look here now. The lures are in pretty good shape. The lures don't seem to be hurt at all. Now, I've had it happen when it got really, really hot that some of these lures would actually swell up and break when it got really, really hot. Impersonator, mimic impersonator, that looks just fine. And I found hooks laying around on the ground. There's a little shaky head. And what I'm going to do, and I imagine, I don't know if I can get that thing loose. That's been there a long time. I'll be able to get that up. If I hadn't had that strapped in, you know, that strap, but that ratchet is probably all rusted. It's probably not much count. Oh, I got it tied to it in there. But I'll try to gather up all the plastic I can gather up and put in there. How about that? That's the way to do it. All right, I'll get all this plastic picked up. Now you can see here's a great pair of scissors, but the scissors, this part over here is deteriorated. That's from sunshine. Now that tells you that when you're out there fishing, you need to protect your skin. These new fishermen that do it nowadays, they got gloves, all showing is their eyeglasses. They've got every inch of their body covered up, and I guess that's fine. I don't do that. But this just tells you how damaging sun is. When you can look what it destroyed. It destroyed the handles of those, so those scissors are just going to have to throw away. These bungee cords, same situation. Now, I can take and put that on some new stretch deal, and that'll be okay, but probably never do that. But look at this, look at this, how basically just disintegrating. We'll get all this mess cleaned up. And I don't know what we're going to do with that, but I'll tell you what I'm going to do, since it's going to be kind of heavy the time I get all my baits in it. It's a good Jimmy Houston Legend spinnerbait. As soon as I get all my baits in there and get this thing cleaned up, I'm not going to set it up on the table like I had it. I'm going to set it underneath. That way it'll get a little bit of sun. Won't get total sun. It's going to be in the sun, or total shade, but it also won't have total sun. So it's going to be in the shade a little bit. Now, there's no telling how many lures I've lost in doing all this, because the majority of stuff is still here, but I had some baits laying on the, look at that. My goodness sakes alive. I'm sure they make UV plastic that probably will not do this. Obviously, most tackle boxes are not made out of that. Look at that, it's pitiful how bad they really are. The good thing is most of my lures, ooh, that's got Bill Dance's name on the side of it. Most of my lures are still good. I'm going to have to take this and go empty it in my bigger barrel I've got over at my other dock. I'm going to pick up. All right, I'm going to get all this picked up, and then I'll show you what I'm going to do for a solution. We'll see if we get all this tackle arranged. I've got this down here, so when I come down to the dock, or any of my friends come down to the dock, they've always got some tackle they can use. Now, a lot of these boxes, all the tackle in here are barbless. We smash the barbs down. And those that are not, we keep pliers down here. And again, everything sort of ruins in the sunlight, so be careful in that sunlight. All right, let me get this mess plastic fixed up. We'll put this back together. Okay, I'm about to fill my box up. I probably will by the time I put those other boxes in. This is a good Craftsman box right here. I stopped up there in the boat building and got a couple, 2 or 3 tackle boxes. Set this thing down, hope it doesn't blow out. I can put it back on. And I got 3. They're not brand new. I buy them every time I go over there, and they got those boxes on sale. I'll buy them. Now this has got a couple of lures in it. And all I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna start repackaging things right here. Putting these in boxes, brand new boxes. I'm gonna try not to crowd them up too much. I've got a bad habit of putting way too many lures in compartments, and then I have a hard time getting them out. But I'm gonna start right there. I've got a few baits over here. I'm just gonna leave that one laying there right now. Come over here and start. We'll fill these up, and we'll go from there. We'll see what happens. We'll get everything in a box. I don't really put a lot of these in. I need a pair of side cutters, which I don't have. Might be able to tear those off with this. Oh yeah. Put a couple of them in here. You need to put some of these in the middle to give them strength going the other direction too. Some of these, they give you way more than you ever need. Put a couple of them in there going across. Okay, that will take care of that box. I'll put some of those smaller lures down in there. Longer lures in there. Now these tackle boxes are going to be in a box, and they're probably over a period of time are going to do the exact same thing. But I'm hoping by putting this down underneath, I'm hoping that it'll be heavy enough that it won't blow off. I may have to tie it. Now this box here is full of stuff, and it looks pretty good. It's pretty solid. Looky there. But looky here. This box is history as well. But you see again, my baits are fine. You see the box is falling apart over here on the edge, but my baits are fine. This box here, plastic. Now this box is still okay. It's got Ned rig, shaky heads in it. That box is fine. So I'm gonna keep that box and see, let it last a while. Don't want to get that thing too full. Pretty little deep smoothie. Ooh. Well, Chris probably used that one because she's bad about cutting the line off and leaving the knot on. I don't like that. I like to take the knot off of all of them. Square bill. All right, there's one that's ready to go. Go over here and this box here. Let's just use it. It's got a few baits in it. I'll put a few baits in here. Some of these off the table. Oh, those are wobble baits right there. This is Lucky Strike's wobble bait, and I'm telling you, this is a bait that you fish up on top of the water and wake it up on top of the water. I mean, it's a killer for that too. It's amazing how those fish jump up and get that. We'll try to do something on some of those baits this spring. Salvage that little guy. Now that's a balsa bait. Yeah, that's a balsa bait. Ooh. That baby right there. This is another wake bait. This is a wake bait. That's why those baits, this box was here. This is my wake bait box I use in tournaments. You see what I've done right here? That's suspend strips, storm suspend strips I put in there to keep that bait. And now I've got, this is a bait that you put up on top of the water and wake across the top of the water. It's incredible for schooling fish. This is a bait we modified. That's a little bit of weight we put back there. Hold that weight down so when you pull it up, it comes up and it wobbles across the top of the water. These baits work a lot easier, but that's exactly what that bait is right there. It might be through a little eye. Oh, looky there. Ha 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 ha. Ha 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 ha. Oh, that's a beauty. Bad boxes. There we go. Gotta keep that from blowing in. All right. Looky here, guys. Isn't that pretty? Looky there. All my lures are fine. Now this has got, oh, that's perfect. One might fit right beside it. Another beautiful box. Got all kinds of different crankbaits, lipless crankbaits, rattle baits, Hail Marys. That fit in there perfectly. There's a little bit smaller one. Bunch of crappie jigs. Big bunch of crappie jigs. We'll put that there. Here's another small one. This has got Ned rigs in it. I don't have the plastic for them, but I got lots of plastic. Got one box here full of plastic. I might be able to bring more tackle boxes down here. Wouldn't that be cool? Some topwater baits in there. Wake baits. That wake bait is a killer right there. Whoa, those are killers too. Wake baits, those are fun to fish. Big time fun to fish. All brand new boxes. That in there. Looky there, soft plastic. This has got some beavers in there, and it's got I don't remember what these are. I don't even remember what those are. But I tell you, those are, God, can't remember the name. These are trailers for put on jigs. Great little trailers. I can't even remember what brand they are. I remember, I just don't remember. That Prevagen's not working too good yet, huh? I've been taking it for a week. Can you tell? Plastic. Let's see how that fits in there. That fit good. Got some jigs in that pretty little jig box. Just got a few. You don't need many. Don't hardly ever lose one here. There's a big brush pile off the end of that corner over there. They'll eat your jigs. And more baits. Some have seen battle, some have not. Oh, Jimmy, you can bring more tackle down here. Yeah, buddy. Another pretty little bait, Hail Marys, jerk baits, lipless crankbaits, small crankbaits, big crankbaits. All brand new boxes. And these I am not. Those big boxes won't quite fit in the middle real good. Would that fit? I don't think that'll quite do it well. That box might stand up like that. Well, it'll stand up like that. Looky there. Looky there. All right. Take these and I'll just lay them on top. That one over that way. Lay those on top. I can actually stack them this way too, I believe, as long as they're laying down a little bit, but that's stacked pretty good. Look at there, sports fans. How about that? How about that? I could put more boxes in there. Particularly, I think I'll get me some of these smaller boxes and put in there. Give me some of those smaller boxes. But I've got that. I'm going to leave that red man out. I think I'm going to fish with it. It's the perfect time of the year to throw that orange and brown. Perfect time. Now, I don't know. Oh, it's pretty heavy. I think that is too heavy to blow off. But I believe I will put it under here. And it will fit. Not quite. It'll fit that way. Kind of under some of my benches. That ought to be. That's kind of double protection there on that. Hey, Bub Nelly, you sure are getting big, girl. Yes, you are. That's kind of double protection from that. Here's you a toy. Yeah, is you a toy? No, that's not a toy. It's an end of a rod and reel. Not a very good rod and reel. This is my new Jimmy Houston Classic Pro Legend model. I'm going to have to repaint this. I'll move that around, but that will keep kind of got this shade on there and then got that shade on there. They give me a little bit better deal and maybe see how long that lasts. We'll see how long it lasts. It's not full of Craftsman's tools. Nobody from Craftsman's ever heard of Jimmy Houston. Or they would send me a few power tools because I love tools. But I got a nice Craftsman box, and it's full of tools also. Tools that will catch enough fish to feed me the rest of my life. Guys and girls, take care of your tackle. And remember, the sun really hurts. It helps because it's vitamin D. But I'm telling you, it will be pure